Hello everybody, it's Carl here from Tesla Model 3 UK, and today I thought we'd have a look at costs. There's three different parts to this. First, I'm going to look at the initial cost of purchasing the car, and I'm going to compare it against a BMW 330 Saloon, which seems a pretty close comparison. Another great car, and ballpark price wise and performance wise. Secondly, I'm going to look at the actual fuel costs. How much does it cost to get where you want to go? And again, comparing the same two cars. And then finally, I'm going to look at servicing and other costs. Okay, so first of all, I thought we'd spec up a Tesla Model 3 and a BMW 330i. So this is the Tesla Model 3 spec that I've chosen. It's a standard range plus. It does 0 to 60 in 5.3 seconds, and I've thrown in metallic paint, just because the basic white paint is nice, but I think the blue looks good as well, looks better with the wheels. And you can see that the costs before savings, ignore the after savings one, is £38,290. So if you buy this car, you will have to come up with £38,290. It's a car, it's got a 254 mile range, it does 140 miles an hour at the top end, and it'll do 0 to 60 in 5.3 seconds. If you look through the spec of a Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus, there's not a lot of choices as to what you can do. So you've got choice of colours, you don't have any choice of wheels, you can have a tow bar, and you can select a black or a white interior. I've stuck with the black interior for the purposes of this one. Obviously one of your options is full self-driving capability, but I'm going to leave that out at the moment. So you can see purchase price £38,290. I could go and order one of these right now, but I don't think I will. Okay, next I'm going to have a look at the BMW 330i. This is obviously the standard petrol one. It does 0 to 60 in 5.8 seconds, so it's quite a bit slower. I've gone for a nice metallic blue to make it look similar to the Tesla. And the price of this one is, up at the top, £39,285. So roughly similar to the Tesla Model 3. It's £1,000 more, but to be honest, I would be surprised if you couldn't get at least £1,000 off this one, possibly more. So the upfront costs are very similar. The BMW possibly slightly shades it. One thing to notice in here is the benefit in kind is showing as 30 to 31%. That's going to turn out to be quite a big factor, as you'll find out later on. Now I'm going to look at fuel costs. Obviously, for the Tesla, the fuel is electricity, and for the BMW it's going to be petrol. Now what I've done is I've put in my route from home to Lowestoft, and I've put in a stop at Elvedon. There's a nice pub there that serves food. There is a supercharger there which I would normally use, but for the purposes of this example I'm going to assume that we just stop there to have something to eat. If you look, you can see that it's 149 miles. And a betterrouteplanner.com assumes that we're going to use 227 watt hours per mile. Now if you multiply those figures together, you're going to get 33.8 kilowatt hours. At home I'm with Ecotricity, and I'm on a standard rate of just below 14 pence per kilowatt hour, so that works out to a total of £4.73. If I used a supercharger, instead of 14 pence each, I would actually be paying 24 pence each, and that would bring the cost up to £8.11. In fact, although a Better Route Planner said I would use 227 watt hours per mile, I know by doing this route that overall I use 203. So based on my home charging, that actually only cost £4.23. So it's over 10% better than a Better Route Planner thought it would be. That's not always going to be the case, but this particular journey, that's how it works out. If I did the same journey in a BMW 330, I'm estimating that I would get 50 miles to the gallon. It's a lot of single carriageway A roads doing 55 to 60, so I think 50 miles to the gallon is a reasonable assumption. It's 149 miles, so I'm getting to use 3 gallons of fuel, which is 13.64 litres. The current average cost per litre, is £1.29, so that gives an overall cost of £17.59. So divide that by the actual cost, which was £4.23, and it's over 4 times as much to use the BMW. In fact, for every 10 miles you do in the BMW, it's going to cost you about £1 more. Not quite, but almost £1 more. Even if you use superchargers, which are obviously more expensive than charging at home, and this will apply to everybody's home electricity rate, the supercharger will still save you about 60 pence for every 10 miles. So if you do 10,000 miles a year, you're going to save £1,000 if you only charge at home. Okay, 30,000 miles a year, £3,000. So the more miles you do, the better it is. Even if you're constantly on the road, travelling around, and only ever charge at superchargers, do 10,000 miles a year and you'll save around £600. Now this is for a car that's faster. Don't forget, it does 0 to 60 in 5.3 instead of 5.8, and is at least as well equipped, obviously newer, quieter, and I'm also giving what I think I'm giving the BMW the benefit of the doubt. So the costs of buying these cars are roughly the same, but the costs of running them are vastly superior when you're using the Tesla Model 3. Okay, so this section we're going to look at ongoing costs. So I've split that down into 3 main things. First of all is servicing. There's no servicing on the Tesla. They don't have a service schedule. You get it serviced when you feel it needs servicing. On the BMW 330, they offer a service plan, which is £25 a month. So if you go for the Tesla as opposed to the BMW, you're going to save £300 in a year. You know, you're going to need tyres, things may go wrong, but generally you probably want to get it serviced every couple of years just for peace of mind. There might be some fluids that need topping up, stuff like that. But think about it as saving probably £300 in the first year, maybe a bit less in the second year, but again, no service schedule. It's an electric car. Their motors and batteries, they're very reliable. There's not a lot of moving parts. Second thing is you've got insurance. Now, my insurance I got through Direct Line. I think I got a really good deal. It was £280. I added an extra £26 to protect the no claims bonus. I'm a 56-year-old guy living in Lincolnshire with 9 years plus no claims bonus. The £26 was to protect extra was to protect my no claims bonus, so I ended up paying £306 in total. I got a quote on the BMW. It was £321, which really surprised me. I thought the BMW would be quite a bit cheaper. Now, I have heard of people getting quotes on the Model 3 and it being £2,000 or more. Some of these people are buying performance models. Some of these people are in their early 20s perhaps. If you're in that situation, you're going to pay a lot. But then you would pay a lot if you were buying a performance BMW as well. Finally, there's company car. Okay, if you are a company car driver, just go out and buy an electric car, because in April next year, the benefit in kind tax on having a company car is 0% on electric vehicles. Not just Tesla, every pure electric vehicle, you're going to be paying 0% tax. That compares with 30% for the BMW. So if you're talking about 40 grand BMW, it's equivalent to you having an extra £12,000 a year in salary. You're paying the tax on that. This is just going to make Teslas, Leafs, Zoes, Kias, etc. massively popular. And I think as more people realise this, the demand is going to absolutely skyrocket. So if you are thinking about if you have got a company car and you're thinking about getting a new one and you're due for one next year, you might want to start thinking about ordering an electric car now. I mean, there's already 12-month waiting lists for some of these cars. The Tesla currently is a few weeks, but I think that's going to get longer again. It's been quite long because obviously the first batches are just coming in. But when people realise that you're paying 0% tax for having an electric car as a company car, then they are going to get incredibly popular. Okay, hope you found that very useful. Just basic comparison of the two cars. They both cost about the same. The Tesla's cheaper to run. The Tesla's probably about the same to insure, and there's no benefit in kind tax on the Tesla from April next year. It's a faster car. It's just as comfortable. It's just as well made, in my opinion. I mean, people have complained about them, but I think there's a lot of people who don't like the idea of Tesla. It's a great looking car. The BMW is a great looking car as well, and I would not argue with you if you said you wanted to get one of those. But if you want to save money, just buy a Tesla. It makes sense. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, whatever it is you do if you want to. I've put my referral code. Obviously, if you're looking to buy a car, if you log into my referral code and order through that, you will get 1,003 miles of supercharging, and so will I. All right, looking forward to the next one. Thanks. Bye.